Okay, hello. Hello. How y'all doing? Welcome to another live stream. It's been a while. It's been, what do we got? It's been a month since the last stream, researching for Death Valley, Hawaii, and the Azores. And I went to the Azores. It happened. How y'all doing? What's up? We've got Twitch and YouTube in here today. And it's been a while since I streamed on Twitch. So Cameron Kennedy, what's up? What's up, Rob? What's up, YouTube? This is going to be behind the scenes for the Azores video. We're going to talk about why I went, how it was, what it was like editing, shooting this video, a little bit of advice for people who want to go. I plan on tagging this live stream in the original Hiking Alone in Azores video, so with chapters, so people could probably find it to use it for behind the scenes. But of course, if you've got, any questions, let me know, chat. Here to hang out. We'll see how many hours this live stream is. The last two were almost 3 hours, almost 4 hours. So that might be the sweet spot. We shall see. I'm excited. I've been wanting to stream and hang out and talk. But I felt like I needed a reason. Like I needed to post this video before going live. Which isn't necessarily true, but yeah, get into the thick of it. What's up, James? Otherworldly, good to see you. What's up, Scott? But I've got some notes about things I want to go through. Comments on the last stream, Azores, behind the scenes guide. I want to talk about the sponsorship on that video, as well as the Google Maps locations, AllTrails, and then I've got the edit. I've got Final Cut, and I can share that. So I can show the behind the scenes of that. Also have the Nepal game show, reality TV show trailer has dropped, and series has dropped on Amazon Prime. So we're gonna watch that trailer. And we're going to be doing so they're bringing all of the contestants and the team back together in New York next month. So that'll be exciting to get to hang out with everybody. Yeah. How to make money in the business. Do you have plans on going to Greece? I think I've got some plans marked in Greece. We've been trying to figure out how to keep suggestions, because y'all have good suggestions, but a lot of suggestions for hikes to trail or hike in the future and places to visit. And I've just been adding them to a list on AllTrails. And it's publicly available. So I think if you go to my profile, you go to lists, and then you go to my favorites. I don't know if you can see this, but I do know that if you type this in, members Craig Adams favorites, it should show up. And you can see all of the trails that I have marked to do. These are all prospective. So this is kind of where I've been planning. This is my research. So if people give me a good idea, I check it out. And if I do the hike, I take it off of this. So I think that's been working pretty well. Yeah. Hey Craig, big fan here. You made me start a YouTube channel and start hiking. Cool. It's good to hear. It's got to be hard starting a new YouTube channel. Yeah, happy to help out in any way I can. How comfortable do you sleep in general when camping? Do you turn a lot, or do you prefer quilts or mummy bags? Personally, I am trying to hike all day, so I just try to do as much as I can, as many miles as I can compared to most hikers. If I can get up at sunrise and then stop, like go to bed at sunset, a lot of times that leaves a long night. So like a 10-hour night, because most times you don't go to bed at sunset. So it's pretty easy for me to sleep because I'm so tired. And I've gotten used to it, you know, exactly what position to sleep. And just being by yourself and knowing that no one's going to bother you, and yeah, hearing waves or crickets, sleeping outside in a tent is so relaxing for me. And I'm just so exhausted I fall asleep immediately. I'm also just like a good sleeper, so. Beautiful scenes from the Azores. Definitely a cross between Med and Ireland, Mediterranean. Azores felt culturally different from Madeira. Yeah, it's just quiet, you know. The Azores is just... I obviously was not there during the peak season, but it was just so much quieter and less developed than Madeira. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of locals watching the video and commenting, which is nice. Thoughts on the Azores? Yeah, I liked it. It was good. Definitely nice to have a good weather April. Or did I do it in April? No, it was March. March hike. March. Quinn, you hiked to Kilimanjaro? That's awesome. What was the hike you wanted to do in southern South America? I don't know. Let me know if the AllTrails map is, if you can get to it. If I had like a website, I could place a link to it, and I guess that would make sense, but I don't know. Let me know if you can see my lists on AllTrails. Black Forest in Germany. What's up, Sam? Planning a trip around that area and want to do some outdoor stuff? Let's just like, what pops up when people search this? I haven't done any research. Abby Barnes, travel beans. Usually when I'm researching, first I look at the channel names just to see if there's anyone I recommend, like I notice. And then quickly you can get a sense if it's like a talking vlog like this, or like POV vlog. Everyone's talking. Which can be fine, but I don't know. I check to see if anyone's made a video in my style. Black Forest. I guess you'd have to pitch me the trail. I'm not against the idea. Black Forest. In winter? Dude, look at the squirrel. Squirrels with big ears is the biggest reason why I'd go. I don't know. Black Forest. It looks like this. It looks like Switzerland light. I like the Black Forest cake showing up. Yeah, I'd hike that. Yeah, I'd hike that into my mouth. Maybe. I would have to have the perfect trail and like more incentive to do it when there's just like other better things to do, I guess. Right? Yeah. consider doing the PCT. I'm just going to do sections of the PCT. Do you feel like you've niched yourself into hiking too much? I've been watching since you used to do vlog kind of videos. Yeah, well, you know, I'm hiking less in general, or just like shooting videos, I guess. The number of uploads that I've done is just less than usual. It doesn't really say the number of uploads, but I for sure know that it's less than ever before. And my most popular videos right now are the compilations of the past like videos that I've made, which makes sense. You know, those are like, it's like I'm working hard to just make those longer videos, just adding to that and then reformatting them. But do I want to still make vlogs? Like, I guess I'm just like not as interested in doing social media in general. I still feel like I could make whatever I want, but I don't know. Depends. And yeah, it's changed over the years. I don't necessarily feel the need to just like make videos for the sake of making videos. If I go on a trip these days, most of it is like work, treating it as work. It's just like, what would I rather be doing, you know? So and if I do go on a trip to work, I'm going to try to get as much value out of it as possible, whether like lining up sponsors or doing it as quickly and efficiently as possible. And then also just creating Instagram around it, short videos as well. So like every long video usually involves something short. And now, you know, streaming more and showing the behind the scenes and the guides and talking about the experience as well, which we're going to get to. We're going to watch the film and talk about everything that went into it and show the maps and the Google Maps, AllTrails, and then the editing timeline. Definitely. Black Forest. But yeah. So as far as this video, hiking alone in the Azores, how long has it been? It's been a day and a half, and it's doing better than, I guess, the last 10 videos, which we can put this here. We can angle this a little better, right? Just fine. You know, it's getting more external, 20% more external views, I guess, from YouTube or Instagram. Watch time is lower because I didn't do the guide and it's just a shorter video. Usually longer trips, like multiple days. I think this was 3 or 4 days compared to like a, 6 or 7 day Nepal or Italy hike. Obviously it's just going to be less footage, and shooting by myself usually gives me less footage than usual. So yeah. Do you ever think about hiking Iran's mountains or hiking in Iran? I haven't done any research in Iran. I don't think some countries just AllTrails doesn't have information about, like China, and I'm gonna assume Iran. So it makes it a little bit harder to do research on my own. But I'm sure there's beautiful mountains everywhere. Teeth of Navarino Trail at the bottom of Patagonia. Let's just do a quick Google search to see what the heck that is. There's an AllTrails. It's a loop. I like loops. It's only 26 miles though. Let's see what images come up first. The teeth of Navarino. The teeth of Navarino. Sure. There's probably no one doing this hike, but it kind of looks like Colorado vibes. Like I could do a couple hours flight for the cheap and go get these types of views from where I am and stay in the States, compared to the like $3,000 flight and the long ass double connecting flight all the way to the bottom of the earth here. That is cool. Must be hard to get to. So where's it's easy to get into Punta Arenas, but then to get from here to here, maybe you fly? No, you'd probably drive. That's a long drive. And then to get to this trailhead, you probably have to take a ferry from here. I don't know if they have an airport. They have an airport. A domestic airport. Yeah, it's too long of a way. So it's like opportunity cost. You have to weigh the pros and cons. I'm gonna mark it because it's cool, but I would really only do that if I was down there doing other stuff. And like I said, the pros are it's probably beautiful. There's probably absolutely no one. I've never heard of it, but it is in a national park. This green is a different color of green than this. National protected. This seems like a no drone area. And like I said, I can probably get similar vibes way easier and closer to where I am. So it's a huge cost to get there. Looks interesting though. I like it. Thank you for the suggestion. My buddies and I did the Adirondacks hike you did. We loved it. We'd like to go back to the Adirondacks and do an area where we can light fires. Yeah, could you light fires there? I could have sworn you could light fires in the Adirondacks. I know Colorado has always been like the place that's dry and hot, and you're not allowed to do that. In California as well, but I could have sworn you could light fires in Adirondacks. Yeah, I don't have many recommendations other than just the high peaks area, you know, in the Adirondacks. Can't go wrong with most hikes there. Yeah. You can't light fires in the eastern high peaks. We had our ranger give us shit. Yeah. Can't remember if that's changed over here. I know for a fact I've lit fires there. Yeah. Yeah. So let's just take a gander at the editing real quick. This should be pretty easy to share. So what I does is I get the wireless connection, type in the code, and now we have this. Nice. Cool. Hold on, I need to get the chat open. I'm like not seeing chat. I need to open it on YouTube. Control room. I'm also doing a much higher bit rate. So let me know if that looks good. Okay, pop out chat. Great. That's what I want. One word to describe a recent trip. Green. It was nice being surrounded by green. Coming from New York, there's something special about the first hike I do, like the April hike. I've been in the snow and the cold for months in New York, and I'm just excited to like get out and do something good. So this is, for people who don't know, Apple's Final Cut X. We're gonna shift the vibe a little bit. Where's the class? Okay, piano. Nice. Let me know if that's loud enough. It could be a little louder. Okay. Nice. So this is Final Cut. I guess I started by importing all the footage. I've got all the clips here. Drone and the Sony a7S Mark III. And then I put them into a rough cut. So chronological, all the clips that I'm going to use. Unchanged, unedited, other than just the ins and outs. And then for this hike, I actually had some iPhone, just like holding the iPhone up to me. And then when you do that, obviously you have to sync the audio and then drop the bad audio and keep the good audio, which worked if it wasn't windy. And I did that a lot. Anytime you see all of these down here, these were scenes that I synced up with iPhone audio. It's like the goat, like I'm talking as I try to deal with the goat. A lot of clips didn't make the final video. I wasn't sure if I would. I felt like trying something new just to change up, to make it more fun. And I think it would be fun to do some talking. But mainly like probably around town. I think when I'm out in nature, it's just much easier. I don't know. It's like a pacing issue. Because I hoped to use these talking parts as exposition more, just like talking about where I was, what I was doing, and also how I was feeling, if I was tired or happy or sad. But it just didn't turn out, and I switched back to just having like a silent video. But I did make a short video with all the talking and put that on Instagram as a reel. So I at least used it for something. Maybe in the future, like I'll use a wireless, but I don't know. Still don't know. I think you shoot as the camera sees, no picture profile log. Do you color grade, add saturation? Yeah, so I don't do much. If I do anything, it's mainly just a little bit of brightness or saturation, but rarely not. So this is the rough cut. And then what I do is once I have all of this footage synced up in order with the drone shots and whatnot, I duplicate it and then start to work on that copy so that I have the backup in case I need it. And this is the final that I start working on. And then, as you can see, a lot of audio crossfades. Just the way that I edit, I like to detach the audio. And so color, for example, before, after. For some reason, I underexposed this shot to heck, so I raised the mids and the highlights a bit, and then I added some saturation, and that's about it. This is fixing. This isn't really a grade. Whereas the drone shots come out a bit more flat than my Sony camera. So this is a really slight change. But if I go to like this shot, for example, this is a much bigger change. So I probably overexposed this one a little bit. But for this, I raised the saturation just because I like it. And for this one specifically, dropped the blacks, the shadows, dropped the mids a bit. Dropping the mids kind of acts like it's in camera changing. So I like doing that if I need to darken the image. And then raise the brightness a little bit. I found that with my drone shooting standard, just to match the Sony camera, I usually just have to add contrast, fix the exposure by dropping this a little bit if it needs, and then raise the saturation. Some of the drone shots I feel like are just a little bit too extra. So sometimes I'll change these shots like before and after the drone shots just to kind of make it less of an abrupt change. Because if you go from this kind of desaturated look, I don't think I touched this. Yeah, I didn't touch this at all. And then you go from that to this, it's like, boom, too much. A little bit too much. Yeah. Call that agree. What's up? I actually like that small talk times means the rich hike richer. Yeah, there's a million different ways to do it. And if I wanted to, I could make all talking. I could just make it a hiking podcast and just talk. It's just like, what do I think is going to work for my channel versus what do I want to do? It's much easier just to shoot silent and just walk around and not talk. It's a bit more effort to add the talking. So it's all cost and benefit analysis. If I feel bored with the silent hiking stuff, yeah, I could definitely add some talking. But it was nice to drone, I barely got to drone in all of the New Zealand stuff just because of national parks. So it was nice to finally have one, peace and quiet. I was out here by myself for almost this entire hike. And two, the drone, no one to bother me except this goat. Yeah. The music is all from MusicBed. And I do fades. I also trim some of the songs. So do I have an example? Yeah. So this in cities and tongues Alaskan Tape song. I don't know the name of it. I trimmed to fade out and then come back in at a different part of the song just for this transition from hotel to drone shot. So if the music doesn't fit your film, change the music. That's the biggest piece of advice I would say, right? pretty sure what most people enjoy about your style is the no talking. This is true, but it's also not true. People don't know what they don't know. And if you do one thing, yeah, obviously they're gonna like that. But just because people like one thing doesn't mean you have to do it. I could do whatever I want. And if I started doing all talking, if I truly want to start doing that, yeah, there would be some friction, but it's a delay, you know. If I just all made talking videos and stopped doing silent videos, yeah, there would be some fall off because people would be upset, but eventually the people who like it would stay, and then the people who like it who don't know me would come, and it would just change. You know, there's really no difference between the talking and the no talking. It's just like, what do you commit to? What are you creating? And how long is the delay from the value or whatever? It's like, even what is the value? Like sometimes it's the spectrum of art versus product. Like, are you making videos just to satisfy someone else? Or are you making it for yourself? Most people usually just make a product with some amount of enjoyment. You should start your videos like Mr. Beast does. Yes, absolutely. I don't think it's good to just make whatever you want and be a full artist. And I don't think it's also good on the other side to just make a product, try to optimize for the most viewership and the most money, and just doing what you think people will like and optimizing. That sounds like a nightmare to me as well. A happy medium between the two. And I probably do what I want more than most people. And to be honest, doing what I want is probably what gave me any success at all. So if you just do what's successful and popular, you're always going to be a step behind everyone else already doing it. So if you just start doing what you want to do, the way you want to do it with your own unique voice, you know, it's more fun. Yeah. But I've talked about this to death. You know, it's like, what are your goals? Like, do you have to make ends meet to pay bills? Yeah, you're probably going to have to make a product and work for other people and keep that in mind. But once you get over this beautiful threshold of not needing to do that, you can put a bit more time into making something that you like. Yeah. So another new little thing, I'm trying to add a bit more texture to the drone audio, or just adding drone audio. So this is like mountain wind right here. I don't know where I got this. I got this from online, but whenever I have a drone shot, obviously it's MOS. There's just nothing. And unless you have music, it would just be pure silence. So it's tough to put drone shots in with just in the video in general. So I add that to kind of bridge the gap a little bit, because all of these shots of like walking around, they all have wind and footsteps and trees rustling and dogs barking and whatnot. So just having some kind of ambient texture is nice. I like it. So I add that in for the drone. And I also group the drone shots together for that reason. So I've gone back and forth between putting all the drone shots at the beginning of the video, because that just solves that problem easily. And then once I come out of that drone intro, I just do like a chronological ground game video of the hike. It's a little bit more effort to weave the drone shots in, but I think it makes sense. It makes it easier for people to understand what's going on. And drone shots are great because it offers a different perspective of what's going on the ground. So it's like, you can see me walking here, but it's like, where am I? What does it look like around me? This is a much wider shot, and you can see, you know, me hiking here. So it gives you perspective of scales and just, you know, a little bit of immersion. So these 3 shots are all the drone shots put together, and then I go back to not. And then I come back here to do another group of drone shots. So just grouping them together, I think, makes sense as much as I can. even though, this area was not really that close to this area. So, yeah, in the end. Javier, thank you. Thank you for the YouTube membership. Appreciate that. How much time would you say you spend on the editing? I get tired after a 3-minute final edit. I see 4 projects on yours, so props, man. Keep killing it. So I am very singularly focused. I like to sprint and rest. So when I work on a project, I work on it to death until it's done. And Azores is done. So as soon as this live stream is done, I'm going to delete all this footage, this Azores live event. And it's only just one video mainly because these other events, yeah. This is just an Instagram goat video. This was the preview that I posted on stories with the link to watch the video once I published. And then, like I mentioned, we have the rough cut and the final cut. So that's about it. It's mainly just one video. It's not 4. And then this other one, drone, is linked to a hard drive. And I'm editing a new ambient video, like a 3-hour, 4-hour video for a new YouTube video. But I don't feel the need to make it yet. So I'm just kind of sitting on it. I know it'll do well. It'll be fun to do. But yeah, let me know if you have any other, pretty much, I don't know what else I would show from this. I also considered putting the talking part at the end, but I don't know. Mika, my wife, actually told me not to. She thought it was unnecessary. What current Mac computer are you using? It seems so smooth. This is the base level MacBook Air. So it's the thin one. What is it? I don't want to show my about. But yeah, it's nothing special, nothing too crazy. Okay, let's turn this off. Great. Close that. Nice to have that project wrapped up. Can you drop your gear list? And are you carrying a full-size tripod? Yeah, I make annual gear videos. I think that's more than enough. So not too much changes. So you can watch the last one. It was posted this winter. And that'll give you a great idea about what gear I'm using for hiking and filmmaking. It's both in there, including the tripod. Was that your Mini 3 Pro? Yes, it was. Yes. I like talking to other filmmakers. I just forget about cameras in general. I used to be such a filmmaking nerd, but now I just don't think about it at all, which is wonderful. I love that. I don't worry about the new drones. I don't worry about new cameras. What I have is fine, and I just don't check it anymore, which I think is so relaxing. It's so chill. So the Mini 3 Pro is just killing it for its size and weight and the long duration batteries. It's great. It's good. I like it. Would you consider making videos like Felix PewDiePie with the new family? Yeah. I go back and forth on wanting to make just Instagram stories. And just doing that instead, like anything that would be that type of content, just do there. But then usually when he posts a video and I watch it and it reminds me how awesome like how I feel when he does that. You know, it makes me want to do it. Oof. We've got the direct blast of light right now. So I think I make those videos for me, and posting them online incentivizes me to make them in the first place, and like make them something that other people might enjoy. Just elevates the ability for me to rewatch it with Mika. Like we rewatch, you know, home videos all the time. So I do plan on making some more home vlogs, probably just iPhone horizontal stuff. But it's always a battle choosing to go horizontal or vertical, man. Yeah. I just got, for anniversary, Mika just got me a based hoodie, which reminds me, I think PewDiePie probably owns part of that company. So yeah, you might notice that. I'm going to be wearing that. I'm excited. I don't own too much non-minimalist clothes, so yeah. Seems like you were flying pretty high for that to be the Mini 3. Yeah. I guess smaller propellers, smaller drone wouldn't be able to handle that as much, but I've never had any issue with like drones not going as high as I want. It's always just been a limit of the battery, right? Like just go up half of the battery and then come down half of the battery. I've never had like thinning of air either. People were worried, like people were telling me about flying like Everest base camp area where the air is a bit more thin, like 18,000 feet, probably 19,000 feet with the drone up there. But I never had any issues. No, I've been very fortunate with like drone flying. I definitely pushed that thing to the limits. I don't think I've ever crashed. Knock on wood. What lenses do you use to shoot in your Sony usually when you hike? Yeah, just the 16 and 35. I've had that for a while now. It's definitely in the gear video. Hey Craig, love your videos. Inspired by your videos when I was filming a hiking show a few years ago for Nat Geo Outside TV. Keep up the great work. Nice to hear. Any permits required for hiking, camping in the Azores? Almost none. Like I mentioned, when I was out there, it was the shoulder, it was the shoulder of the shoulder season. So no one was bothering me at all. I didn't see a single hiker. Not once. Like obviously around this really popular area, there were day hikers, but as you can see, there's no one. Like there's just no one. There was absolutely no one at the campsite. Barely anyone in the cafes and restaurants. I was glad that they were open to the degree they were. Yeah. I tried to camp at campsites when I could, but I just don't think anyone cared. As long as you're respectful and you're like sleep at sunset, gone by sunrise, most people anywhere are totally chill with that. Where will my next trip be? Not sure. I know I have to go. I have plans in LA for next month, so it would be, if I can do Cactus to Clouds, I'll do that because it's easy. Other than that, probably nothing until, my son is due to be born next month, and then I'm gonna be doing dad things and staying home to help out. Maybe a domestic later, but definitely no international trips until Italy in September. And Italy's booked. Thinking about doing India and Nepal, ABC trek November. And I still need to plan like a group trip. It's been so long since I've done a group trip or anything like that. So yeah, man, a group trip. Just visited Brooklyn. Nice. Yeah, we did not run into each other. Go walk in Prospect Park, and that's probably the best chance anyone will run into me. There every single day. Will you consider doing some partnership with some clothing brands? Hoodies, t-shirts? I mean, like, what would that look like? I was thinking about affiliate, and anytime anyone wears or uses any product, it's almost like they're a low-key affiliate, and it's just so much easier to not worry about that stuff. I've considered the merch designs, and I don't know, I have, do I have access to merch designs? I've gone back and forth in my mind so much about wanting to make my own products, and it just seems more of a headache than not. Downloads, designs. So yeah, I've got like this ongoing, can I make you bigger? Whenever I see some kind of design that I like, I'll snag it and consider making something, but then I just think about it and I get discouraged. And then I think about hiring someone to help me, and then I get discouraged. So, yeah. A sun hoodie would probably be low-hanging fruit, but what I have kind of works. I don't know. That's the big problem that I have right now. I have opportunity to do things and make money and like make videos and do stuff, but I just don't have much incentive or motivation to do so. And I think operating by myself has definitely got me into this groove. Like, I've got emails from brands hoping to do deals, like good actual brands that I've worked with, but they kind of just fall through because I don't want to do much, or I'm not getting enough value out of to do it. And like I said, working by myself, I've kind of gotten in a groove of not capitalizing on these opportunities. So I think working with someone or just having someone help out in some way just to kind of keep me on track and keep me moving, and like at least making a video every month or every other month would be really helpful. And you know, them taking a cut to compensate for that would be negligible, but it would definitely like be enough to motivate people. So I don't know, there's like the merch, there's the group trips, there's like involving another filmmaker on these trips would make sense, like someone to edit shorts and reels. And I mean, like, I've got a iCloud notes all about just things that I need help with. So like, just even just like workshops in general and education, and in-person events, there's a lot of opportunity with that. Planning trips in general, just like hiring someone to kind of do research and figure out what my next video should be, and then like making that trip possible. Like, there's just so much money and opportunity that comes my way when I just like shoot these trips and commit to them and do them. And then the video production needs someone to travel with to help shoot better videos, get more content out of each trip. But I've had editors and people come out offering help in different ways, but it just kind of never works out. I'm not much of a manager, and when it comes to it, I would much rather just do things by myself in a very minimalist type of way. So good and bad. Good and bad. Yeah. You just went in the right season, May till September, it's full. Yeah. It would be funny to see Azores like full and busy. That would be weird. I used to watch the 7-hour silent video and it's gone. What happened? Is that true? Okay, well, there are no videos with 7 in it. Let's get to the bottom of this. Where would it be? Can we search? Okay, so it is private. 7-hour silent hiking video uploaded December of 2021 with over 250,000 views. It has copyright. So what happened is this one person claimed the monetization for this entire 7-hour video for music selection of 3 minutes. And because it's a 7-hour video, I can't replace the song, I can't mute the song, or I can't trim out the segment. All I can is dispute it. And I think I've looked for ways to license it, and I couldn't find a good way to license it. So that means they're placing ads, they're doing whatever they want with that. I can't really control that. And I've got other long videos. So my plan was to re-upload a new version of the 7-hour and get rid of this one. Because if other people have the monetization because of this, it's just pointless. So that should be coming soon. But like I said, I've got the drone ambient video coming soon, and then I'll re-upload like a new version of this, I guess. Because it doesn't matter, you know, getting this legacy video doesn't really matter if I upload a new one. There's really no difference for people. So that's what happened. Hope that explains it. Hope that makes sense as to why it's like this as well. And yeah, how much money has this? So this one hasn't made that much. So I lost the monetization of it in August of 2022. And it was making chicken scratch until then. And then I completely lost the monetization this year. So that's why it's gone. Keys closed. How many days on the Alta Via one? I think I made a custom map. Let me double check. It's in September. My maps. There she is. So we have a 70-mile hike. This isn't, I had to make some changes, but I'm starting in the north. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 nights. They wanted to make it like 9 or 10 nights. I told them, no. No. You skip every other hut for me, please. I don't want to get to the hut at lunch and have to sit around doing nothing for half a day every day. That sounds like torture. If I was hiking with a big group and we were going slow and I had other stuff to do, maybe. But if I'm hiking by myself, I want to go fast and I want to hike all day. I want to go my speed and I want to have a full day for filming. So we skipped every other. So they wanted me to sleep here, I skipped that. They wanted me to sleep here, I skipped that. They wanted me to sleep here, I skipped that. They had a hut here. I skipped that. This one's gonna suck. So this is the only day that we really couldn't change. So I'll wake up here, hike. What is this? It's like 46 miles to 52. So that's a 6-mile day. I got to find something else to do. So if I can, I'll try to go up here and then come back down, or I'll come down. I don't know. I'll try to find something else to do. But God, this is going to be a bad day. I'll sleep here and then I'll hike all the way through. Yeah. But that'll be fun. That'll be nice. I'm excited about that. Pasta and good views and huts, light pack. Nothing better. When I'm a bit tired, I feel less like positioning my tripod perfectly. Do you sometimes just put the camera down and say good enough? Yeah, so the motivation to like go out of your way, definitely. At the beginning of the hike, what usually happens is that I am unsure of the quality of the video because I haven't shot anything. So I'm shooting everything. I'm going way out of my way to get shots because I'm not sure if the video will turn out. So if I put in the extra work, I need to do so. But eventually what happens is I get the shots. I have a couple really beautiful spots and moments, and I've shot enough to know that it's going to be a good video in my mind. I can edit it, and I let off the brakes. So, and of course I don't want repeat shots. If I get like a golden wheat field shot of like the, you know, waving in the wind with a bird that flies across, that's great. If I see that again somewhere else on the hike or the trip, I'm not going to get that shot again unless it's better, but it's probably enough. Like there's no reason to just like reshoot the same thing over and over again. Like if, you know, the forest, the rivers, whatnot. Like if I get a goat shot, I don't really need more goat shots. So yeah. Do I recommend the Azores? Yeah, it's pretty good. Cape Wrath Trail, Northern Scotland. I think I have it marked. I believe I do. Been watching your videos ever since I went to Big Bend National Park 2 years ago. Nice. Aurora's planning on doing the rim to rim at Grand Canyon next year. Yeah, 2 days. Should be pretty good. First day is easier than the second day out, obviously. But it was amazing how miserable it was up on the rim and then nice temperature-wise and water-wise down at the river at the bottom. It's like an oasis. It's nice. I've kept up with your videos, podcasts, Instagram, etc. It seems like you bounce between content ideas often. How would you describe your relationship with content creation? Sometimes I can't tell. It's definitely been shifting in one direction of not caring about it as much, being more efficient with my time, and understanding the value, the cost and value of like pulling the trigger on these trips and making these videos. Definitely smarter about the packaging and distribution, title, thumbnail, rather than just winging it, you know. Not feeling the need to like share things, more so just doing it because it's my job and I genuinely want to do it. It'll definitely change more now that I'm becoming a dad. That affects travel, but it also makes me want to like work. Yeah. it'll still change, you know. Yeah. The only constant with this channel is that I do change. So would you ever do any of the 14 peaks? Like the highest in the world? Is that what you're talking about? I don't know. I don't like the really high, tough mountains because they're just not fun. I don't know how some people do it. Like, I'd rather have a nice low loop. Depends. Sometimes I want a challenge. Like if I do Cactus the Clouds next month, huge elevation gain. It'll be like 8,000 feet gain if the trail's open next month. We'll see. Yeah. But what else can I say about this video? Drone intros I like. I like them to be quick. This one's 40 seconds long. I think it's smart to open with the shot that is the thumbnail. So people who don't really necessarily know who I am, you know, they kind of get what they're asking for. If they see the thumbnail off to the side and then click the video, I'm at least giving them a taste of like, you know, a preview. Because this is kind of showing the entire hike in 40 seconds in drone view. And then switching to... See, for this shot, it's funny because I had the iPhone like up, ready to do talking. And you can see that from the Instagram shot that I did. This one. Yeah, so this is that same shot. And I'm talking about landing in the Azores and whatnot. So, hope to use it. Ended up not using it. Anyone who noticed, I took a flight right after sleeping. So any fuel that I bought in town before I started hiking, it's kind of wasted because I forgot about it and got to the airport and went to the security and they're like, what is this? You can't have this, you dingus. I was like, oh yeah, my bad. So it was kind of silly. I don't know. I flew in, I was like walking around kind of killing time, so... And then took a taxi up. So let's, let me pull up my Google. I don't want to show my Google location. Hold on. Is this zoomed in? Okay, there we go. Bop. Oila. Thanks for becoming a member. Hiking in the Carpathians. I believe I have that in my AllTrails. Peaks of the Balkans. I think I have that as well. My AllTrails map. List of things to do. What is your honest opinion of Big Bend National Park? Sucks. Never going back ever again. It would take so much to get me to go to that place again. Texas in general. Man. Any thoughts giving into bike packing, canoe camping, or any other form of adventure? I'm sure it's fun. Probably with other people. And I don't have much incentive to like learn on my own, so I would need people to help me. I think I did some mountain biking when I visited, was it Vancouver? And had some people lend me equipment and teach me how to mountain bike, so that was fun. Really nice to see people from outside in normal places in Portugal. Yeah. The West Coast Trail in Canada. I think you have to like have some good planning for that one. I've got it marked. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. So landed here in the Azores and then walked around a bit and then took a taxi up to this parking lot and then started the hike, which is this. I record all of my hikes on AllTrails. I think it's, between AllTrails and Strava. I think Strava is good for running. I think AllTrails is good for hiking. So it would be silly to run both while I'm recording. So I just record with one and then post, like upload the GPX or GXP or whatever to Strava. Yeah. So in my research, this place looked pretty cool. It's definitely on the main island and popular just because of its proximity to the airport and the main town. But the weather I got was pretty overcast. I think you're lucky if you get blue skies. So it wasn't the best when I arrived. I did my best with jacking up the saturation and trying to make this look nice. But as you can see, like this is not really what you want. Oh, you're not even seeing it, Jesus. Yeah, this is what you see on AllTrails. And this is what I got. So wasn't the best. I was on a tight schedule because I booked my hotels and airfare ahead of time. So this was the only time that I had to do this hike. So this kind of overcast blows out the sky. Nothing interesting about it. It adds this grayness and haziness here. And then it also desaturates and just makes everything flat. So there's not much contrast. There's not much saturation. Not ideal. So from that to here, you can see I'm really jacking up the saturation and contrast just to give these drone shots a bit of life. But the sun was coming out every so often, so I capitalized on that. But this trail was not that fun. It was pretty much a road. So maybe one or two like farm tractors or trucks drove by. And I don't think it was that much mileage. I did 9 miles, 8.5. I did half the loop. Like there is a loop that goes all the way around, but it would have been a lot of the same thing. And I just wanted to get down into town to have some food and set up my tent. The only thing that was worth it was this little view spot right here. This is kind of the touristy spot where a lot of people park, I think right here, walk up and then walk back down just to get the best view. There'll be a lot of people there during the summer probably, and I don't know. This spot has potential and it seems pretty unique. And it was cool turning the drone back to film like these little hilltops, but it's all like farmland. It's very cool looking and unique, but what I regret doing was I tried to. It's just all about the weather. It didn't matter regardless, but like sending the drone up here to get more of a wide shot showing everything, I didn't really get that, but it was nice and alone over there, so that's why I did that. Thirsty thanks for becoming a member. Dolomite's a good hiking spot for beginners. There's a lot of elevation gain, and you have to kind of book. It's hard to give advice. If you're a beginner, just do day hikes. Don't do overnight stuff. Yeah, just trim everything down. You ever been to the Canary Islands? No. I haven't marked though. I've got some hikes marked there. When will you come to India? Maybe in November. I've got 1 or 2 hikes marked that I could do, but then again, I could just go to Nepal and just do more hikes there. I don't necessarily feel the need to go to India when Nepal is just more comfortable to do and easier and bigger mountains. Have your camera settings and shootings changed over the years, such as exposing by one stop? No. I've gotten in such a groove. It's like secondhand nature. Yeah. Hi. It's almost Sasha's dinner time. How do you manage to hike 34 miles a day? Do you also trail run when not filming? It's pretty rare that I hike 30 to 40 miles. I think that was just the Scotland hike last year. And that was mainly because I had a full day and it's pretty flat. But if there's elevation gain, it's usually more difficult. Trail run. I'm typically not running when I'm doing these hikes. Yeah. Favorite video game? Right now, playing Helldivers 2. It's been pretty fun, linking up with friends and having voice, you know, not just playing by yourself. Glimpse of Freedom. We hiked that trail all around the lake. It was great for us because we had all kinds of weather, blue sky, 15 rainbows, but we took 3 weeks to catch some of those days. Yeah, it makes sense. If I went back to this area, I would probably not go back there. I think it would be fun to check out some of these middle islands. I've heard cool things about this section here. These cliffs look pretty cool. And then the highest point in Portugal is this, I believe. But other than that, I do know some people like visiting here. I don't know. It would be really fun to go to Madeira with Mika. I think it would be more manageable to rent a car and sightsee in Madeira. I don't think I'll ever come back here ever again, where I did the hike. Yeah. Kashmir Great Lakes Trek in India. I think that's the one I have marked. But we'll see. I don't know. Yeah. Just flying into India or Nepal just seems more my speed. I don't know. What's the most magical place you've ever been? I think Nepal is pretty great. Every time I've gone, it's been a good time. Would you attempt Kilimanjaro again? Yeah, but the incentives have to be raised. Like, it has to be a free trip. I have to be making money. I have to be going with people I like and friends. A lot of things need to happen for me to be motivated to do that, because I could do it. I could book a ticket and fly there tomorrow, but it would cost me a lot of time. I'd be away from home. I'd be missing my family and friends. It'd probably be boring to do something I've already done. There's just a risk assessment, cost benefit analysis to all of these decisions, because I can do anything. It's just, is it worth my time and do I want to? Typically I don't want to do things I've already done, and I think volcano hikes just are not as fun as passes and loops, just because of the relentless elevation gain and the lack of water and the lack of new views. Yeah, volcano hikes, low on my list. And I do want to make a tier list of all of the hikes and trips and videos that I've done, because I think it would be interesting. People always ask, what's my favorite compared to this and that, and it would be fun to have a definitive list. I noticed there's a lot of orange cats in this video. I think there's 2 or 3. Yeah, there's 3 orange cats. And all the dogs were just barking at me this entire hike. The cats were nice and the dogs were mean. every town I went into, you could definitely tell that I was coming just because all of the dogs just sounded off throughout the entire town, and it was so loud. And people were just like looking at me because I was the only hiker, the only tourist, and the dogs did not like me. But sleeping here this night was kind of sad noises because I was just there by myself in the off season. I had some nice noodles that I cooked up because I had the fuel, camping fuel, but it just kind of felt boring and like a waste of time to be out there. Like I would much rather just be in a hotel. Like I booked a taxi for the next morning to bring me to the airport to fly to the main island that I would be hiking. But yeah, if I wanted to save money, sure, it's free to sleep in this tent and no one's bothering me. But was it fun? No. Did it add to the video that much? No, not really. So seems kind of silly. But yeah, went to the airport. The Azores are crazy with the boats and the ferries and like the little flights. The flight that I took to Corvo was one of the shortest I'd ever done in my life. I think it was 20 minutes full time, but like 9 minutes in the air, runway to runway. Heading to Madeira at the end of May. Nice. How do you find and plan hikes? I've got to make this more apparent. AllTrails is kind of the thing. Asking y'all, like, I've gotten a lot of good advice, and y'all have done the research on my behalf for me. So that's one of the nicer things about having an audience. I can get help doing research, getting ideas. This is where I do some research. I explore based on some parameters, but this is just where I've been keeping all of the suggestions and the places that I've found to hike. And I kind of keep an idea about the best time to hike because you can't just show up to Greenland to do the Arctic Circle Trail here. You have to know exactly what best month to do so. And obviously, it would be better if I was grouping them together. So just to save on flights and costs and get more value out of each trip, if I fly to Colombia, I've got 5 ideas for different hikes. So in this area, well, they might be all the same hike. But yeah, if I fly to Colombia, it would make sense for me to try to do 3 hikes and then get out of there instead of just doing 1. But yeah, adding to this, I think is a good idea. And this is public. I think my favorites. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, people can access this. Yeah. I should make like a YouTube video about this. I think that might be going the tier list video. I keep talking about it. I just need to do it. Now that I don't have trips coming up because of the being a father thing, yeah, that'll definitely incentivize me to make videos and do live streams here in New York because I can't travel. So I'll definitely do the tier list videos. Blah. Some of my favorite videos I've made have been of my son hiking and going on various adventures. However, I don't make them public. Do you think you'll want to share much of your child in coming years? Mika, my wife, and I have had some conversations about that, but yeah, I think that'll definitely be a part in some way. I do plan on continuing to make vlogs like this, moving back to Brooklyn and having a baby vlog. And then before that, Cyprus was kind of a vlog. And then life update from Denver. Yeah, I love and cherish these, especially the ones with like Mika and moving, new places, and when we first got Sasha. Even just like romantic, fun little trips that I go on with Mika. Yeah, I love those. I'll definitely be making more. Just the putting more effort in, like the content density of them just needs to be increased. So instead of just making one a month, maybe one a season. And even if not one a season, like one a year. If I made one vlog per year, it would have all of the moments smushed into one. And I think it would be just higher content density and just better. So it's all about like constantly filming and then publishing every so often, I think. And I think I'm definitely going to hike with my son. So I think it'd be fun to share those moments. It's nice to hear, though, that you enjoy that. And like I said, I could choose to just not make that public. But I think making it public incentivizes me to make it good. You know? It's like yeah. It all helps, I think. Have you ever hiked around the north shore of Lake Superior? I have not. Unable to hike Mount Pico due to weather conditions in December. Yeah, I looked at hiking Mount Pico and it just didn't look fun to me. I'm sorry. Just like sweating up a mountain. If I have limited days, I'd much rather just do like a loop around this island. So this was day 1 of the Azores video. And I love landing at the airport and then just starting the hike from there. I think that's pretty cool. So this was the airport I landed in. I got a sandwich, a coffee, got 1 or 2 supplies at the grocery store, as you can see right here. So people who want to follow in my footsteps and do these hikes, like this AllTrails activity recording is the best. You know, it's like gives you such a great idea of like the moving time. The photos are all geo tagged, and if you kind of follow along with this with the video, you get a sense of like exactly what it was like. Kind of silly to go up here and around, but that first drone shot you can tell was like right up over this hill, looking at these mountains in the background. And then back down to this like water aqueduct thing. And then just along the coast. Yeah, this steep down. Here's where I did those drone shots with that little campground. I could have slept there, but I just blew right by that. Right here was that really beautiful yeah, I think the best shots of the entire video was just this farmland right here, just because the sun was out, so the contrast between the blue and the green is just so nice with the shadow here and the waves. This was my favorite spot. It's kind of hard to tell. It's almost like when AllTrails glitches with the 3D here. Like you can tell it's so steep and it's so pretty. And like once again, there's just no one out there. It was a good time. Through town, all the dogs barking, and then this campsite, and then this is that shot, that other drone shot. Yeah, it's just like funny to see, like go back and forth between what it looks like with the camera here and the drone, and then also to see like what it looks like with the 3D for AllTrails. Yeah, my advice to anyone trying to like watch these videos and go on the same hike. Like, just go back and forth between this AllTrails. That's kind of like why I'm less interested in doing the behind the scenes hiking guides attached with the videos, because there's just so much information nicely packed into the AllTrails activity recording that if you kind of know what you're doing, you can get a lot of valuable information out of just these recordings. And then also when I make this Azores Google Map list of the locations. So I forgot to, but I'm going to put this, let me share it with a link to view. I'm going to put this in a video right now. Right here. So anyone who wants to know like the precise places I ate and slept and whatnot, like I've got westernmost point of Europe and the place where I had the octopus and the hotel that I slept in the second night. You know, it's all there. It's all good. Yeah, and just having, so what do I got? I've got the save, yeah. So 1, having the chapters, and then 2, having the links with the chapters. Well, I've got the Google Maps for this place. But yeah. So much valuable information in there. So I think it's my new vibe to just do like a drone intro and then the silent hiking video and like a 30 to 60 second ad at the end of the video. I think this is a pretty good format. I'm pretty happy with this so far. Yeah, and then doing some kind of behind the scenes commentary here if people want in long form. Like I'm gonna link the VOD for this stream to the video once I'm done, and for sure put some chapters in because it's a bit bloated. I'm all over the place. I'm asking questions. I understand what it's like for someone watching this to be like, this is boring or whatever. I don't know. So I'll definitely add some chapters. Backpacking with your kids is one of the best feelings ever. Yeah. Appreciate the videos, not only cinematically shot, but they also help in terms of researching. I have a rim to rim coming up soon. Nice, Mark. Good luck with that. I'm glad they help. So yeah, I think I like with the video, it's inspiration, you learn some. The AllTrails gives you such a good idea of how to plan yourself. I add some of the gear here, but I don't really need to. Like I end it with the favorite gear video. If people want to know hiking, filmmaking gear, I feel like the annual videos should do a bulk of the work. I've gotten rid of the gear lists across the board, just everywhere. Oh, this is wrong. Dumb. Yeah, music bed. Let me fix this affiliate. I'm so dumb. The quickest way to this impact is to go to music bed, affiliate portal, sign in. And I think I can make the music bed, create, copy. So that's what I want. So this is an affiliate link for music bed that gives me a commission every time someone signs up. And I put the wrong one in there, like a dingus. Let me double check that. Just watched your Madeira video the other day. I'm flying there in a few weeks. Nice. That's a whole thing that I could talk about, how much I messed up that video. I tried a new thing. I'm always trying something new. I tried to do like a road trip with day hikes, and it just didn't translate very well into a hiking video. So it's got like fine views, but the potential of what it could have been was just so diminished in the way that I shot and packaged that video with like the most ridiculous drone intro ever. So many things. I don't know. Okay, does that link work? No, it doesn't have the HTML. HTTPS, I just gotta add that. So silly. HTTP. YouTube still needs that, huh? There we go. 14-day free trial if you got the itch to license music with MusicBed. Okay, quick bathroom break. I'll be back in 1 sec. Stop. So this company sent me this espresso maker. Uten. I got this today, and I tried it out. Basically, the idea is it's a battery that can heat water, and then there's attachments for coffee, and it pressurizes the water. So technically you could take this kit with some coffee or pods out hiking and have a nice espresso, like an actual espresso. And I tested it, and it ain't bad, but it's heavy and big, and there's so many different ways to make coffee. And the little dried packets are not tasty, but the cost is low. The cost is high with this, but the value is high. So it would be interesting to try it on trail. Probably not, because I'm a minimalist and it just seems not worth it. But if they sponsored a video, that seems like a natural thing. Putin? Yeah, it's Putin coffee. So we'll see how that goes. I would be more willing to do an ad with them because it kind of fits in with the video. Whoa, that was weird. So what else can I say about this hike? I got a little lucky with the weather, especially this second day. If I didn't have this nice sunrise with light, I would have been a lot more sad. It was cool seeing the westernmost point of Europe. I feel like that's a weird flex. Like I said, it was nice to be able to fly the drone. A lot of rabbits and orange cats. It was lovely staying at this hotel. Totally recommend someone if you fly to that island, this is definitely a good time. This was one of the best, like, top 10 steaks I've had in my life, and I was the only one in there. So I had like an actual chef cooking me steaks. once again, all alone at this really, like, what seems like would be a popular place. I'm sure during the summer there's always going to be people here, but these waterfalls were gorgeous. And I just came from New Zealand, so the waterfalls there are also gorgeous, but like less interesting waterfalls, but by yourself is always so much better than world record waterfall surrounded by people. And then the goat, came across the strategic defense goat. That was entertaining. And then waited around maybe like an hour or two for a taxi, just because I didn't know how long it would take me to get to the meeting location. So it's always interesting when you have a taxi like picking you up from like an exit. It's always better to be dropped off somewhere and then have your car waiting for you at the end. And then flew to Corvo Island. So let's look at the AllTrails for that. This was extra, and boy do I have interesting story with that one. Looking at the AllTrails for this, I was like, oh, wow, that looks interesting. And then you throw in 3D, satellite, and you get a better idea of how cool this is. It's all farmland with the volcano here, with this sharp edge, with like the opening of the volcano to the sea. And it is just carved by the waves and beautiful. Truly unique place. And once again, up there absolutely by myself. No one up there. I could have hiked up. That wouldn't be fun. So I booked like a $10 taxi, one way, up here. Just some random guy in town with a car. And then set off on foot from this parking lot. Took some shots right there. Flew the drone. Hiked some more. It rained. Yeah, it was pouring. You can see it's kind of wet, but right here it came down real hard. And it was interesting because it was the kind of place where you could see the rain coming. You had a really good view open. Yeah, you could see the rain coming in waves, so I hunkered down. But then the sun came out a little bit, and I definitely got the shots that I wanted, and just absolutely by myself. That's really funny. It also geotags where I shot the drone shots too. That's so funny. I love that. Yeah. I kind of regret not. It would have been a lot to hike up along this. I should have just threw in a new drone battery and just chugged along here to get some shots looking this way. But I also regret not sending the drone out a little bit further to get a bigger wide shot. But the winds were maxing out the rotors. The drone was on the struggle bus with this one. And the clouds started to come in. And it was doing the thing where the drone thought the clouds was ground. So it was trying to land. When it was just like the clouds were messing up. The wind was really rough. So I'm just happy I got the shots that I did. You know. I definitely knew this was thumbnail though. The new pack is good. I just don't like how you can see through it sometimes. Like this green thing here, I think that's like a food pack. It's a little annoying. But overall, I like this new Hyperlight waypoint. Oh, about Madeira. I feel like the sections were a bit odd in length. Like some would be 1 minute and the drone intro itself was 5. Yeah, that makes sense. You enjoyed it nonetheless. I think the video was more helpful than just cool. You know what I mean? It was like advice for what to do more so. And I did the hard work of like doing a lot of research and knowing where to go. So, I don't know. It was weird. It was definitely more drone filmmaking than on the ground filmmaking. Okay. And then the sponsor, the shoe. Yeah, why not? I don't know. Like, it's a hiking shoe. Happy to try it out, especially when they fund the trip. Why not? They were super chill. Barely made me sign a contract. They would have been fine without a contract. And yeah, it was super easy to do the ad. They were nice to work with, and the price was great. For the ease of what this was, yeah, the price was good. And they had no review. So I sent them the video for review after I shot everything, and they were like, yeah, it's good. So I'm like, fantastic. Going forward, so okay, pros and cons, the ads. And I know I'm seeing the comments. I'm going to get to the questions in a second. Just give me a sec. I struggle a lot with ads and formatting, and more so negotiating and selling, pitching at the beginning. So I get a lot of emails from brands, good and bad, mostly bad, wanting to advertise with my YouTube videos. What I think going forward is my move is to have just one type, unless it's something special and I'll know it. So I signed an NDA. I'm not going to say the name of the company, but I was negotiating like S-tier company last month about doing some national park work in the US to shoot some stuff for this company. And based on the prestige of the company, they were offering payment, but like I would almost work for free for them. So it like depends on the sponsor. Like the do I use their product, their service? What is the offering as far as payment or reach? But what I've found is that I kind of just want to do 30 to 40 second ads at the end. Review is fine, but I need to have final say, creative say over what it is. And I should just have like a single price that kind of goes up or down based on whether it's a good brand or not. So we'll see. I don't know. It's tough. I still don't know what I'm doing. Okay. In Azores, logistics for food was done with restaurants that were open in mind. With food. So I packed just enough snacks to know that I could get to the next town. But every town that has people living in it has food. So if people live there, there's some way to get food. You just have to be willing to eat whatever they offer. But for this hike, I for sure knew that I had that hotel had food. This was a major town. This was a major town. So it was pretty easy to get food for this hike compared to something like in the US, in Colorado, or California, or, you know, a lot of these multi-day wilderness trails, there's just nothing out there. Anytime you need like a bear can, you usually need to make sure that you have the calories, and freeze-dried meals is probably what you would go with for that. But for something like this, it's less of a worry, like packing food and logistics. If this octopus restaurant, where is it? It's right here. If this octopus restaurant wasn't open, that would have sucked. And I would have been eating like trail mix and whatnot at the campsite. I think it was right here. No, it was right here. But it was nice. How about the Dolomites? Dolomites is all huts, so it's like full board or half board. So I get breakfast and dinner, and then I pack my own lunch, and I think they pack me lunch if I want it. Yeah, but I'll definitely have like my own snacks a little bit. And because I'm skipping huts, like every time you hit a refugio, they offer lunch. So I'm definitely buying coffee and soup and pasta at almost every place I go to, because that's the optimal Italy trip for me. To burn as many calories as I can so that I can consume equal amounts of calories in pasta. Absolutely. Yeah. A lot of volcanoes. Yes. So nice to see the evolution. What's the highest altitudes? That was Nepal. I think that was like 18,000 feet almost. Yeah. Was it easy to get flights between the islands, or was that a hassle requiring extra planning? So I booked everything ahead of time, which I didn't really need to do. I think I would have been fine because it was off season, but definitely like during the summer, yeah, you could get sold out pretty quickly, I'm sure. So my experience was way tamer and chill, and that's kind of why I went. I like going to hike places on the shoulder seasons because I can manage cooler weather. I can manage occasional bits of snow, and I greatly value being alone and not having tourists and other people around me. So for those reasons, like, I'm willing to put up with more for that benefit. The flights were pretty cheap and very quick and easy. Little tiny planes, like prop planes. Yeah. But the flight to Corvo from this airport, so I think there's like a ferry and then there's the plane, and I think it goes every other day. So that's tricky. So if you're trying to get to Corvo, it's kind of tough. And I actually got stuck there. So what happened is I flew here, I did the hike, I came back, I slept, and then they canceled the ferry ride that I booked to get to here because the oceans, like, it was stormy, so they canceled it. So I booked a flight and then they canceled it. And then I slept and booked a flight the next day to get here, and then that got canceled as well. So I had 2 additional days, so 3 days total in this tiny little village, the entire time not knowing if I was going to be flying out that day, like arriving at the airport and then they say no, it's canceled. So it was kind of tough. Here, let's switch up the music a little bit. There we go. Chill. I like switching up the music. So that kind of sucked. And it also sucked because I had flights booked from here back to the main island, and then I had my main flight booked from here back to New York, and I actually had a trip with Mika planned in Miami for immediately after this trip. So because of these plus 2 days here, I missed all of those flights, and I missed the Miami trip entirely. So my pregnant wife had to go to Miami by herself. It was a nightmare. So that is not translated in the video at all, and I don't think I posted on Instagram about it, but it's just silly. Silly. Yeah. I could have included it, but I don't know. So that's one thing you got to watch out for. Bad weather canceling flights out of Corvo. Farms inside the volcano. I was in Corvo in September, had a bad experience at the Octopus restaurant. Oh, the BBC? Yeah. Yeah. Only locals know about the BBC. Yeah, it was good. I went there and got the same cheese and ham sandwich for like 5 meals in a row. Drinking a beer, watching European football on a tiny TV, listening to the locals come in to drink their beer. It was a funny time because I was the only tourist on the entire island. I swear to God. Went a little crazy. And I didn't have my laptop. I didn't have like a change of clothes. I just was carrying everything in my backpack. So I had one clean shirt and like my hiking hoodie. So it was kind of survival mode at that point. Good to know shoulder season, yeah. I'm going to trail run the Alta Via one in June, Refuga to Refuga. That sounds like a good plan. That sounds expensive. So many canceled flights. Yeah, they weren't too much, but I was able to complain and get at least credit back for most of it. Yeah. Yes. So plan a week buffer. Yeah. Sponsorship. So, okay, let's shift over to Instagram real quick. Out of this trip, I posted 5 things with stories. The first, there was like before the volcano and after the volcano, or Corvo. Just quick little drone shots that I liked. I was able to edit this all on my phone and upload it while I was waiting in Corvo. So that's why, I'm not even looking at this. Yeah, I was able to edit this on my phone and like download it from the drone to my phone and then edit it in Instagram of all places. And then uploaded photos from the trip, which I like to do. No, I'm not liking my own thing. So that was good. But this reel kind of blew up a bit. I think it has 500,000 views. Close to it. Yeah, 500,000. So that was good. Just upload those real quick and then did the talking for this reel. So that was good. And then the goats. But Instagram is Instagram. It's always secondary, you know? I don't know. Nike project. Boo. I don't know. More Portugal people. Hello. To know, like, what are the... So I think I went through it a little bit. Feedback from the last newest. This was the stream last week or last month. I think it's good when I do research on stream, showing that process. But like right now, I don't really have much to research in general. People correcting my pronunciation of words, of course, classic. Any more thoughts on hiking the full-time story you put up the other week? What do you mean? Elaborate. Full-time story. Hiking full-time story? Okay, there we go. Just had to fix something. Hiking full-time story. I still don't know what you're talking about. Hiking full-time story. Oh, helping people. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Like consulting in general is something that I've been trying to like think about. I'm me, I don't like to work more than I need to work, but I feel like it would be healthy for me to do something out of my comfort zone and to offer one-on-ones. And also it would be good to get people on Discord. So I think it would be good to offer one-on-one coaching and also get people here on stream to talk and chat, connect with like other hiking travel filmmakers. I've chatted with a few. It's difficult to convince them to talk on stream. I don't think many people do phone calls to like talk about social media stuff and like how they do what they do. It's kind of like a podcast, but on stream. So I'm working towards that. But I think chatting with other filmmakers who are successful and people who are starting out, I think would be pretty cool to do on here. So I kind of need help finding those people. And I think it would be good to like get a calendar and just like start advertising that I'm open to one-on-one consultations. I want to give them away for free. And then as demand increases, as I'm not able to, like the bandwidth for me to do it diminishes, balance that out, the supply and demand out by charging. But I also just need to know like what's helpful, like what do people want help with, like what is useful, what's valuable to people who are hoping to do this, because I feel like I'm an open book. I feel like I'm happy to answer any questions. What's a Discord? Sean. Let me open up my Discord. I think it puts it into streaming mode so it doesn't dox anything. So I used to have a Discord that was like booming. We had hundreds of people, if not 1,000 people in the Discord, and then I deleted it because I felt the need to. So I don't know where I have a link to this. See, having a website with all these links would make sense, but having a Discord and then having people jump on, there's a lot of different ways to do voice. Like I could even do voicemail, but I don't know. Channel reviews. Yeah, that would be helpful. I think that's a good way, like visual. And also, just getting someone on voice and then looking over the channel and just like watching the videos with them and just getting an idea of their goals and how they could probably approach them better would be good. So just think of it like therapy, like a coach, just a coaching call that's done on stream. And instead of having to pay for it, you're paying in allowing me to use it as content and exposure. So there's a lot of examples of people doing this. Online consulting that's public and streamed is something that I would like to do. and but also like allowing it one-on-one, because not everyone wants to, it's kind of scary to expose yourself to a stream, but also I need to start putting the work in. So you could expect that pretty soon. Just let me know if that's a good idea. Seems like Elliot is down. After being in the Azores, you know probably how to pronounce properly in the Portuguese language. Azores. Azores? Is that it? Did I do it? Did I do it right? Azores? I'm so happy to have this new format with the live VODs going here. These ones are all old, and I've got all of the podcast episodes from the past here. So as you scroll down, you can see the Madeira one, update after Scotland, moving back to New York City, update after Scotland. Well, that's a double. There's the video and the audio version. And then you go back a little bit in time and you can see I bulk uploaded all of the old podcast episodes. Barely anyone watches them, just because no one knows about them and they're old, which makes sense. But they're all unlisted. And if I made them public, it would announce them all. And it would also put them at the beginning of my videos. Would it? No, yeah, it would. It would put them all right here. That's kind of what happened with this video. This was an old video that I made, but then didn't make it public. So it was unlisted just for members. And then I decided to test what would happen, and I made it public and it announced it to everyone. Everyone's confused about what it is. Like, is this a new video, an old video? So if I made all of these public, it would super confuse people and like mess up everything. So it's not worth it. But I'm just happy that like the new podcast, whatever the fuck a podcast episode is, the streams, the VODs will live here. So I'm just happy about that organization, and I'm weird, but that, that's a good thing. I think we need some more light here. Drapes for the win, right? Yeah. I meant just telling us how you went from whatever you did before you full-time hiking nowadays. Yeah, so the origin story of me as a filmmaker, it's kind of there, but it's also kind of hidden. It's like, what did I do before hiking? Did I do anything? It's like you scroll back in time and you can kind of get a sense of like the travel vlogging and the Casey Neistat things. 7 years ago, the road trip to Alaska video, this was all Casey Neistat stuff. The trip to Japan was a big turning point. That was a lovely time. The minimalism started, but before all of this was weddings. So like there's podcasts and there's videos out there about, and there's also this 8 hours of Craig Adams daily vlogs that not many people know about. That's kind of like an origin story. If you want to go back and watch that shenanigan, like it's cringe. It's super cringe. Old Craig videos. What's the most cringe old Craig video? It is Sweden. I think I got rid of it. Yeah, it's gone. But I guess it would be good to like make one video that just kind of explains this, but I think it's kind of weird to like make that video yourself. Like if someone else, like another filmmaker, wanted to make a video talking about and showing that, I guess that would make sense, but I don't want to like, how did Craig get his start video? I don't want to make that. It's weird. Gotta have some moderators that you trust. True. When you're doing Cactus to Clouds, I heard there was a big snowfall recently. Yeah, so everything I've done, everything I've seen, research and review-wise, says that it's closed. and that there's a lot of snow above like 6,000 feet, it's not possible to do. So I've still got about a month before I attempt it. So hopefully that's enough time for things to melt and for the trail to open up. But I'm going to check the AllTrails Cactus to Clouds reviews, because that's where I go for up to date. Yeah, so this guy technically did it, but he didn't have fun. This guy says that it's closed and he couldn't do it. This person says that it's closed, and this was March. So I'm gonna check probably 2 or 3 weeks from now. And this is a hike in Palm Springs. Super easy to do because I'm going to LA. It would be a miserable time because it's 8,000 feet of gain, and then you take a gondola down. But it's a very unique hike. I think it would make an interesting video, and it's low cost, low effort to rent a car and to drive from Los Angeles, because I'm going back for a Strava event and to see some LA friends. So yeah, that's that. So that might be the next video you see here. So we'll see. I think it'll clear up. And if not, I could do it in October, right? October? A domestic hike, like my son will be 2 months, 3 months. How do you train for epic hikes while living in the city? I'm walking a lot. I walk everywhere. I've got a dog. I've got Sasha who's sleeping right here at my feet. She doesn't want to sit on my lap. She's getting hungry though. She's definitely going to start whining about eating. Yeah, I've been walking more than ever before. I've been tracking health in my app, and the number of steps that I'm taking is just a new record. And I think that is a direct correlation to like my happiness. The more that I walk around Brooklyn and take Sasha on walks in parks and walk places instead of take Ubers and subways, the better. So listen to music and audiobooks. And today I got coffee with Daniel, a filmmaker friend, and we did like a 3-mile walk, Prospect Park, with Sasha. Walk and talk. It's my favorite thing. So not only do I want to do like the Calendly online video call consultations and chit chats on stream, I also kind of want to make an in-person version. So I want people to be able to book sessions with like one-on-one consultations in person. I also want to do just more IRL stuff with people, make new friends. Like I want to make pregnant baby friends because that's like the new era I'm in. But I also just want to connect with runners here in New York City. I want to join a running group because I could make my own, but it seems like a nightmare to start a new one. There's like so much effort involved in starting a running group. But every week I get maybe 2 or 3 emails or messages from people asking for local hiking meetups or just group, like when's the next group trip coming? People sending me messages on Instagram asking about that. So I definitely should plan one for next year, if not the end of this year. But it would be so chill to just plan a Adirondacks hiking thing. Or even just one local here in Prospect Park or Forest Park on Long Island. So I think that'd be fun. Advertising that in Instagram would make sense. What's your favorite stratagems in Helldivers? So, grenade launcher, laser drone, orbital rail cannon, or laser. Orbital laser in general is great, but the 500k G bomb is also a fun time. Whatever makes a big boom. But I need to switch it up. Yeah, if you play, Sean, the Discord would be the best way to link up, squat up in Helldivers. Have you thought about hiking in Norway? Yeah, I've got 1 or 2 marked in Norway, but I don't know, something about it is I feel like it's just like overly popular. Like the spots that I do have planned, I feel like there would be a lot of people, and it's all national parks, so I wouldn't be able to drone necessarily. And it seems colder than most hikes. So just something about it. Like I would almost rather, like I've got one more hike that I want to do in Iceland. I'd rather just go there again. Yeah, feels familiar to go to Iceland. Italy is a fun time. Switzerland's fun. So I need someone like better research for Norway in general. I don't know. Yeah, see ya, Elliot. Thanks, Scott. What is your opinion on short form video content, reels, TikTok shorts? For you as a filmmaker, ignore it or explore and join in? I've given this some thought, and the conclusion is that it's not fun. I don't like to consume it, so therefore it's difficult for me to make it. I get it. If I gave up YouTube and just had TikTok to post on, I guarantee I could make it work. I don't think the money is definitely there as much as YouTube. YouTube's pretty great with the money. Whether it's third-party sponsorships, integrated ads, or just AdSense in general, man, the big boy dollars compared to what I know of TikTok, and even Instagram a bit. I don't know. Instagram, it's all like integrated ads. I just have no motivation to like make short form content from my videos. There's potential, and even just hiring an editor is just kind of a headache for me. Yeah, I don't need to, so therefore I don't. But I could, and I should, but I don't. Do you ever get injured? The only injury that I see, that I've seen like twice and 3 times now currently, is just plantar fasciitis. So the tendon gets inflamed on the bottom of my foot. And I think that just comes from certain types of shoes, and then also just overusing your foot, stepping too much, which makes sense. I think walking on pavement does it, and I just think it's the wrong type of shoe and insole. So if I feel that coming, I switch up my shoe, and it usually goes away after a couple weeks. But if I was hiking the PCT and that happened, that would be a nightmare. Yeah. What about Madeira? What about Madeira? What about it? I don't enjoy shorts on YouTube. Will watch on TikTok and Instagram, but I come to YouTube for longer format. Yeah, everyone has their own consumption pattern, but it's pretty similar. Like if you want scrolling algorithm content on YouTube Shorts, you could probably get that. I don't feel good when I consume it, so I have it off my phone, TikTok. I've considered just deleting TikTok, but almost every brand that I talk to are willing to throw in some extra cash just for posting on TikTok when I make an Instagram reel. So it would seem like a waste just to throw that away. Like, why not just keep it? It's fine. Yeah. 7-shot sequence of that waterfall would have been great, but you kept walking by. My dog liked all the cats in the tail behind the wall. Nice. Ever do ECT? What is ECT? Do I want to look that up? Electroconvulsive therapy. No. Here, I got this fancy little plugin I can invert. Nice. just for when it's overwhelmingly bright. Electroconvulsive therapy or electroshock therapy is a psychiatric treatment where a generalized seizure is electronically induced to manage refractory mental disorders. That does not sound like something I would do. Interesting though. East Coast Trail. She's got jokes. Shoe from your latest sponsor video hurt your feet? No. I think it's these Allbirds, to be honest. I think it's they're getting a little gripped. I got them a little bigger than I usually do. So I think that's it. And plus, I think just walking on concrete in the city is not the best for feet. And like I said, I'm walking a lot. So there we go. I know it's kind of complex, or at least that's what I've gathered, but how do you go about figuring out filming permits and if they are needed? Is there any shortcuts or just doing the research? Yeah, I just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Whether that's good or bad, I'm not suggesting anything. I'm just saying I do not worry about it. Just try to get away with what I can get away with. What are your thoughts on minimalism these days? It has become normal, so I don't think about it that much. I've just lived this way so much that it's muscle memory, autopilot. And I'm gaining some stuff just because I'm gaining responsibilities with a baby. And, as a father and as a husband, I gain responsibilities. So I gain things and responsibilities are things, but I choose to. Five-borough bike tour. I need a bike. I would like to get a bike, but I gotta get one of those dad bikes. Hold on. Pop out is like in the weird area. That's much better. Germany. I don't know about hiking in Germany. Central Europe. Yeah. Okay. So I mentioned the Challenger show. It's so funny because it's got like a mess up.
It's not a reality show. It is all real. If you make a mistake, you might die.
This is the reality TV show.
Everybody wants to win some money. This is going to be tricky.
$1,000 for each of us. I think we're in the lead now.
Time starts now. Girls, come on.
Get over here, she's crying.
Drama.
I started crying.
I'm not crying because I'm sad.
So, it's on Amazon. I watched it. It was hilarious. There's going to be a premiere in New York next month, and they're flying everyone in. It's going to be fun hanging out with Juan and Will and whoever comes. There's going to be like a red carpet. I got to get a talks for it. It'll be funny. It'll be funny to like hang out with everybody. But that, like I talked about that back when I did the Everest Base Camp trek. It's like hiking to Everest, but also filming a reality TV show with the crew and other vloggers. When was it? It was like 2 years ago. So yeah, that was funny. It's wild to see that finished. Hey Craig, I'm planning on doing your Grindelwald route in June. I'm gonna try to do it on a small budget. Is it possible in Switzerland in your experience? Is it possible in Switzerland? Small budget. I don't plan to eat in restaurants and we'll camp each night. Yeah, that's the way to go. The trains, the flights, any hotels you stay in, they're gonna be expensive. Man, sleeping in Geneva, Switzerland is an expensive time. It's rough. But yeah, if you're doing the Grindelwald, there should be campsites. Yeah. I even wild camped that one night. I don't think I was supposed to do that, but hey, if you're respectful, if you're in and out, quiet, stealth, what's the matter? I definitely ate all of the food I could and spent a lot of money on food. So if you're doing grocery store stuff, you'll definitely save some. So yeah, you'll be fine. You got it. Hopefully you have good weather. Yeah. So I think, so going forward, real quick, Azores is done. I can delete that. It'll be nice to have zero footage to be edited on my computer. I've got the drone ambient to make, and then also consider a new 7-hour, but I'm in no rush to make the 7-hour. The 3 and the 4-hour are going crazy. So if we go to 360, you can see the views are up just because of the 3-hour relaxing, and yeah, the watch time is way up because could we do 90 days? Yeah, it does this period. Okay, yeah. So the long form, this is kind of long form, but yeah, these 2 3-hour videos, average watch time almost an hour. Changing things. Subscribers kind of going up slower than usual, but the money being made because of these long form videos are insane right now. So I'm kind of in no rush. I don't plan on hiking and traveling for a couple months because of the baby, but everything's kind of fine. I don't need to do that much. So I'm going to do a couple more live streams and maybe the occasional, mainly live streams. I'm going to do live streams every so often. But things are fine right now. And this video in particular is the newest, so it's pretty young. Just like this year, So the last couple of months, and it's, started off, but then I changed something. I think I changed title and thumbnail, and it started to change. So the algorithm started recommending it, and it's gone up and down, but it's been a real workhorse as far as watch time and views. It'll be a 1 million view video before the end of the year. So everything else is pretty quiet, but these long form compilation videos are doing really well. And honestly, some of the videos that are in here are kind of the same as this one. So it's a weird thing where I can kind of shift it around a little bit and re-upload very similar content just with a new thumbnail and this style of title, and it still works. As long as people click on it and the watch time is up and the ads play, it's a huge success. So I'm definitely going to do another one. I've got 3-hour. I think that's the sweet spot, but I feel like I should upload like a really long one. I had the 7-hour one that was doing really well, but like I mentioned, I had to take it down because the ads were being messed up. But the drone video it will be next. I don't have that yet. I'm curious to see if a drone compilation video does differently. Is good. So that, just do some Instagram stories. Don't plan on doing any TikToks. Brand deals, I'm not uploading, so there's no point doing that stuff. Like I said, just IRL and just hoping to like connect with people and maybe doing this consulting work and like getting education and workshops in some sense up and running for the first time, I think would be good. And the podcast is kind of like gone. It's just like streaming now. Streaming is just what I would call podcasting now. So that's different. Awesome watching your journey from New York City minimalism to long form. Yeah. Group trips. And I still have to figure out group trips. Yeah. Yeah. So, like I said, tier lists, figuring out group trips, figuring out education workshops in some sense, incentivizing and like marketing for IRL, knowing, like letting people know that I'm down to do stuff online with the streams, with Discord, with voice, helping out, like reacting and reviewing people's channels and work. Like it would be nice to react to things that are not just my content. You know, that's mainly what this is. Yeah, a little bit of here and there. But yeah, thank you for hanging. I'm gonna feed a hungry puppy and then go have my own dinner. But it was good hanging. And cheers, y'all.